Hello everyone, this is Captain Joel and welcome to my latest Marvel Puzzle Quest video. In this video we are going to be discussing the newest 5-star character, Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff. So as you can tell from her artwork, I'm not sure who she's supposed to be. This character was released as a part of the promotion for the Civil War movie coming on to Blu-ray and DVD. So you would have thought they would have tried to go with somewhat like a Scarlett Johansson look, but not really what she looks like. Still, otherwise she's kind of cool, but the face kind of looks like a Barbie face, kind of fake. But anyhow, so this is a comic book which came out around a year ago. Actually, I guess already 2 years almost. So yeah, I read this comic series. It was okay, but didn't really feel like it went anywhere in the end. But it was okay. It was interesting to get a bit more background on who the Black Widow is. So, trained by the Russian government to be the ultimate super spy, the Black Widow was eventually recruited to S.H.I.E.L.D., where she became a founding member of the Avengers and one of Captain America's most trusted allies. So she's a purple, red, black character, and she's got just under 46,000 health, and her match damage is 592 purple, 526 red, and 460 black, with a 4.3 times multiplier for critical tiles. So her match damage is just slightly higher than a couple of the weaker 5-star characters, but she herself is weaker than quite a few of the other 5-star characters, so she's mid-range in terms of damage from just matching. So her skills are all pretty expensive, although one of them does have a condition that makes it cheaper. So we'll go through her skills, but overall, I'm not very impressed with her. She can do tons of damage with her skills, but they're so expensive it doesn't matter. So her first skill is called Tell Me Everything. It's a purple skill. Its base cost is 12 purple AP. So as we'll see, you can actually have this skill cheaper if certain conditions are met. So Black Widow finds the enemy's secrets and dismantles their carefully laid plans. Deals at 3 covers, 6,496 damage, and remove up to 3 random enemy strike, protect, attack, or countdown tiles. It costs 1 AP less for each enemy countdown tile on the board, a minimum cost of 7 AP. So to go up from 3 to 4, you're going to be dealing, instead of 6,500 damage, 8,600. So it's really only about 2,000 or so more damage. And for the additional 5th cover, you're now going up another 2,000. So there is a $4,000 damage difference between 3 and 4 covers. The other parts of the skill do not change. So you have to question how often you're going to be able to take advantage of the second part of this skill, that it costs 1 AP less for each enemy countdown tile on the board. So currently we have 10 5-star characters, including Black Widow. Of those 10, 6 of them have countdown tiles they create. Iron Man, Steve Rogers, Jean Grey, the Hulk, Green Goblin, and Silver Surfer. So that is quite a few characters out of the current 5-star world that have countdown tiles. However, some of them are only gonna be 1 countdown tile. Silver Surfer's Black Hole, only 1. Jean Grey's tile, only 1. Hulk's tile as Bruce Banner, he's only gonna have 1 countdown tile out. So at 11 AP, that move is still ridiculously expensive. And then we have the other characters. Green Goblin, he can have his pumpkin bombs out, so that's 3 countdown tiles, as well as a potential for his glider to be out, which is 1 more. So anywhere from 1 to 4 tiles out. So that could actually reduce the move from 12 to 8 purple AP potentially. So it's now becoming a lot more reasonable, and you could get rid of those countdown tiles. Still, you're going to have it timed perfectly that you have that purple AP available even at 8 when they use their moves to get rid of their countdown tiles. So it's not going to be that effective most of the time. Jean Grey's Revive tile, that's usually only going to be out for one turn, so again you don't have much opportunity to use it, her purple, Black Widow's purple. Steve Rogers is the most useful in the sense that he has 5 countdown tiles if he had with his yellow. The only problem is they might only be 1 turn countdown tiles, and it doesn't give you that much time to use Black Widow's purple if you don't have AP already. But that could kind of completely ruin his yellow skill. Iron Man has 3 countdown tiles he creates. So again, you're going from 12 to 9, becomes a bit more reasonable price, and you can get rid of Iron Man's special tiles, which can save you a lot of damage. So I think this skill is generally not going to be useful because you're not going to have the purple AP when the enemy actually uses those skills. However, we'll have to see how things develop in the 5-star world and see if this could be more useful as time goes on. Right now, I think this skill is way too expensive for regular conditions in which you're not going to see that many countdown tiles out. However, because of the damage difference between levels, I think you're probably better off having it at 5, but up to people what they decide. So let's take a look at her red move, Acrobatic Takedown. This move costs 12 red AP, and it's going to be 12 AP no matter what. There's no other conditions. Now, Black Widow turns her enemy's strength against them and strikes. Deals at 3 covers 13,777 damage. If the enemy has at least 12 AP in any color, deal an additional 10,080 damage. If this downs an enemy, destroy 6 enemy AP in a random color. So we have a whole bunch of things going on here. So first off, there's one just regular attack. Then there's a conditional attack. And then a second condition which results in destroying AP. So let's look into this a bit more. So 13,000 damage alone at 12 covers. That's not real. At 12 AP is not great in the 5-star world. Compare, and that's for 12 for 13,000. You have Green Goblin's Black. It does around 23,000 for only 8. So if you just look at the straight up damage, ignoring any of the other conditions, then this is a horrible move. And then you have the second, so that you have the first condition. So first off, let's see how much more damage it does. If you add additional covers between 4 and 5 covers, the only difference is you destroy 1 additional AP. So there's really no reason to go for 5 covers. Now between 3 and 4 covers, you do deal a little bit more damage. You deal about 2,000 more damage from the base move and about 1,000 more damage from the first conditional move. So you're looking at maybe 3,000 damage extra, which is not really that big of a deal in my opinion. I think that at 3 or 4 covers it doesn't make much of a difference. However, as we'll look at the black move next, it might make sense just to make it at 4 anyhow. But let's just say you're doing this damage, so you're gonna now deal at say 4 covers. You're gonna be dealing a huge amount of damage. We're talking over 27,000 damage. So that is a lot of damage even for 12 AP. However, we have to wonder how often is the enemy actually going to have 12 AP in any color. So I think if you're trying to use this skill early on in the match, it's not going to happen. The AI does not usually sit on 12 AP unless they have no outlet for it. So it really depends what team your opponent is using. I think the most likely scenario for you to be able to get this off is with Old Man Logan on the other player's team, as Old Man Logan's only outlet before he transforms is black, which means you could have him saving up a lot of yellow and red AP which will then allow you to activate this condition. Still, that's not necessarily likely to happen all that often, but it is something to consider. For most other characters, they're not going to be sitting on AP until the end of the match when you've already taken out one or two of the opponent's characters. At that point, then the remaining character will not have all the colors to use AP, and then you would be able to potentially use this move for the condition. So that then takes us to the second condition about destroying AP if you down an enemy with this move. Now, if you're trying to maximize the having at least 12 AP in any color condition, then it's quite likely that there's only going to be one enemy left anyhow. So this skill, when you down that enemy, they're probably the last enemy. So you're not going to see so much benefit from this move in terms of destroying 6 AP in a random color. That's just not going to be so useful. However, if under some strange circumstance you have the 12 red AP and Black Widow is the best one to use it, and you happen to have one enemy you can finish off with it, so you could get the benefit of this. But again, I don't see that being so common as happening, and there are better, cheaper moves to use that I would prefer over this red. But we'll come back to that later. So then her last move is black, and it costs 10 AP. So it has, again, it's another complicated conditional move. Black Widow pays her debts. At 3 covers deals 12,321 damage. If any allies are below 20% health, drain 2 random enemy AP and deal an extra 6,384 damage. Okay, all you're doing when you add covers is increasing from 3 to 4 covers, you're just increasing it to have 4 random enemy AP. That's then nothing for that from 4 to 5. And then the amount of damage you do is increased from 3 to 4 for the extra part of the damage. That's increased from 6,300 to 8,900. And then from 4 to 5, all you're doing is increasing the base damage around 2,000. So again, not a huge difference in damage between 3 and 5 covers. So I would probably leave this at 4 and have red at 4 as well, because you're not really getting that much extra, but you want to have both usable, both red and black. Now the passive is where it gets interesting. Whenever one of Black Widow's allies is stunned, stun a random enemy for 1 turn. So first off, let's go back a bit and talk about the allies below 20% health. That's never ideal. You don't want your teammates to be below 20% health. In addition to that, you have to consider who her teammates might be, and if they're likely to get that low in health. So remember, in general, you don't want to have that low health or you're going to be almost dead. So this move could be helpful as a lifesaver if your other teammates are dead, but remember, because of the unique situation with 5 stars that multiple of them have transformation or healing abilities or reviving, this is not going to be always that useful, because they're going to constantly be up above 20% health. So you're not going to get to take advantage of this so often. So you have to assume that it's pretty much only going to be doing that 12,000 damage for 10 AP, which, while not horrible, in the 5-star world is not impressive either. Remember, Green Goblin does almost 24,000 damage for 8 AP in black. So it's just not, well, it looks like high damage compared to other 5-stars currently out. It's not impressive. Now this passive is going to be pretty annoying for the opponent, but again, if you're in the 5-star world, how often is that going to take impact? The only characters that can stun right now in the 5-star world are Spider-Man's blue, which is only a 1-turn stun, and not that helpful. You have Steve Rogers' yellow is able to stun if it goes off, but it's so expensive. How often is it going to go off? And then you have Green Goblin, but only if his purple is used on blue tiles. So I don't see this being at the present that useful. The stun, it can help you if you have Black Suit Spider-Man on your team though, so that you can get advantage of his extra strong blue without having to use it twice in a row. That's the main use of this, but again, that's only useful if you're playing against another Black Suit Spider-Man who stuns you, and then that other stun might not matter anyhow, because if Black Suit Spider-Man was the one stunned, then he won't be able to use this move, his blue, next turn anyhow. So I think that it's kind of just more of an annoyance than anything, and it doesn't really make that big of a difference. But it could occasionally save you on defense even. For example, if they try to use the stun move on Black Suit Spider-Man instead of Black Widow, then Black Suit Spider-Man could get stunned himself on their team. So they wouldn't be able to use the blue twice in a row. So there are some very rare circumstances when that passive is useful, but I think most of the time it's meaningless. So overall, I think while she looks like she has really high damage numbers, the high cost of most of her moves combined with the incredibly complicated conditions to get the most out of them just make her not a good character. I think she does have certain circumstances when she could be useful, and we don't know if there might be more characters that stun or have countdown tiles that are coming out, but as of the present, I think she's very bad. I think she's probably a little bit above Silver Surfer because of the damage she can dish out. But she's not better than Black Suit Spider-Man. She's definitely not better than Black Bolt. She's not better than Green Goblin. She's not better than Wolverine. She's not better than Jean Grey. I think she's not better than Iron Man. So the only two characters she might be better than are Bruce Banner and Steve Rogers. And even then, it's questionable. So I think that she's pretty much near the bottom of the 5-star world, which is kind of funny when you look at the numbers at first, because they are pretty high damage numbers, but it's just too expensive. So let's take a look at what she looks like in a match though, and we'll make up our mind from there. Now I think one possible good team for Black Widow would be having Black Suit Spider-Man to take advantage of his strong blue if an enemy is stunned. But again, we'll see how effective that is. And Black Bolt for his yellow. And we'll see, but I want to make sure you don't get confused that Black Bolt's strength is really Black Widow's. So we'll take a look and see. So right now we want to try to get as quickly as possible purple, or perhaps blue. So, Old Man Logan was stunned, which would mean if I had the additional blue, that I would be able to use it. Actually, no, I was wrong, because the stun takes effect on the enemy's turn, so by the time it's your turn, the stun has already worn off. So you can't even take advantage of being able to use Black Suit Spider-Man's blue right away. So that makes them not as good teammates as I originally thought. And it also kind of makes that whole skill useless. The only time that would ever be useful is if the AI stunned you before they finished using up all their other AP. That's really a pathetic move, I have to say. Definitely not a good move. Now, I think I'm best up saving my black for now until I can maximize it. Okay. So that could be bad, except for the fact that it doesn't matter because I got Black Suit Spider-Man with me. So it's kind of funny thinking about it because it's telling me everything moved. The fact that it removes enemy special tiles doesn't matter so much if you have Black Suit Spider-Man on your team, at least as long as he's alive. Because Black Suit Spider-Man nullifies it anyhow, so it only really helps against other special tiles. Hey, that didn't even work on anybody. It tried to make, I guess, Black Suit Spider-Man stunned, and it didn't work because he was invisible. So yeah, I've decided that the black passive is useless. Absolutely useless. Okay, so let's see how useful purple is. Right now, it deals 10,000 damage. Okay. And it missed the countdown tile, so that's unfortunate. Okay. Let's see if this deals the extra damage. Do I have? No, it didn't have Spider-Man's health low enough yet. I don't want to have to do math in the middle of a match. Uh-oh. Well, it'll definitely... Oh, shoot. That's not good. Well, I guess that the black did have some use. Okay, let's see if it'll work now. Since I don't have an ally below 20% health, but I have a dead ally. Yes! So, I guess that the black is more useful than I give it credit for, but only if you're doing horribly. So I guess it's good there. But the purple, as we saw, was not at all impressive. I am curious though to see what the red's like. I think it's going to be as useless as the purple. So let's just keep playing until we get a chance to have that red go off. Whoa. 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 I got this. Okay, so as I predicted, Old Man Logan is the one chance to get the benefit of acrobatic takedowns extra. So this is now going to do a huge amount of damage. Still not quite enough. He still has 14 yellow though, so I could use it again if I wanted, but eh. Yeah, now I'm probably dead. So, I think that Black Widow's just too conditional when she's gonna be good. And we don't want conditional, we want damage just predictable. It's the same reason why some of the other characters that have conditions are not good. Reliable is always better than unknown. Oh well, such is life. At least we've always got our good old trusty Black Bolt. So overall, well, Black Suit Spider-Man does have some good extra color coverage, and he's okay in general for neutralizing Phoenix and Old Man Logan. He's just not really adding all that much to the whole stun thing. So I think that Black Suit Widow is a very unreliable character. I do not imagine I would use her if I was a 5-star player already and trying to compete with everyone else. I would not use her. She's just too unpredictable in terms of when you can take advantage of her moves. Her damage is not high enough for the AP costs, and she's very slow. And she doesn't have any special healing abilities, anti-stun abilities, transform abilities, ridiculously high damage, damage negation. She's just not a special character. So I would put her near the bottom of the 5-star world, probably right above Silver Surfer. But let me know what you think. If you guys think that there's other teams that would make her really useful on, let me know. Just remember that for 5-star characters, generally the only people that are going to fully cover 5-star characters are people already in the 5-star transition. So 3-star and 4-star characters are not likely to go that great with a 5-star competitively, unless you're talking about PvE. So let me know what you guys think. If you have any other teams she would be good on, don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.